What's up, guys? We're here with Monday Night NFL Football action for Week 11. We'll take a deep dive on the Cowboys versus Raiders. I'll give out my favorite bets against the spread and over-under, and we're going to look at a bunch of NFL player props. Also, we're going to cover the full NBA slate, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and player availability being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, a very busy Sunday out there across the NFL and across all the major sports. We got off to a rough start. We had Houston -5.5. It was a toss-up whether we were going to have Houston or the Buffalo Bills in there at that number. And unfortunately, despite an excellent day there from Davis Mills and Nico Collins, the Texans only managed to score 16 points, and they couldn't bottle Tennessee up enough to get us the cover in that game. We did have the 49ers -3. Probably should have been our lock of the day, as the healthy 49ers totally destroyed the Cardinals 41-22. Brock Purdy looked great out there, tossing 3 touchdowns and not turning the ball over, and McCaffrey was a monster in the running game. Kittle caught a couple touchdown passes. This healthy 49ers team, if they can stay that way, looks like a menace. We had the Chiefs -3.5. That was a tough one. Kelsey went nuts in the win, but Mahomes got picked off once and only completed 29-45 passes, and the defense couldn't come up with any turnovers. So down the stretch, Denver does eventually take the 22-19 win on a last-second field goal. We still have the Eagles live at -2.5 as our Sunday night football pick, and we did cash both our lock of the day and our dog of the day. Our dog of the day was the Cleveland Browns +7.5, and Cleveland ends up, after being up 16-10 at halftime, eventually taking the loss. Look, they might be able to steal the win, but some chances they had late in the game didn't pan out. Sanders finally got his long-awaited shot and only completed 4 out of 16 passes and got picked off, but that Cleveland defense is a monster at home, so the 23-16 loss is good enough for us. We'll take the win there by the hook. We had the Rams -175 there on the money line as our massive lock of the day, and this is why we play the money line on some of these, and especially on our lock of the day, because the Rams barely come away with the 21-19 win over Seattle. Kyren Williams had a great game, banking up for Stafford being very mediocre, but the real guy we have to thank in this one is Sam Darnold, who managed to throw 4 interceptions in that game. So we'll take the win there on our lock of the day. A possible nice winning day if we can get the Eagles to come through at -2.5. So we'll see if that can happen for us. We've got a full slate here of NBA action to cover on top of our Monday Night Football game. So let's go ahead and get after it, guys. Let's go ahead and dive in right now. We're going to be looking at the Dallas Cowboys going on the road here to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Cowboys come in this game 3-5-1 on the season, fresh off a 10-point loss last week against the Cardinals, and they didn't look particularly great in that game. Made Jacoby Brissett look pretty good. Dak didn't have a monster day either. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked 5 times. If that offensive line is going to fall apart, this team's going to have a rough way to go. Javonte Williams looked good, though. 15 carries, 83 yards there. His ability to run the ball in this game will be pretty key. We'll see if he can actually make it happen. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens both looking very good. Really an embarrassment of riches there at the pass catching positions for Dallas. Also, Jake Ferguson putting up solid numbers. So they definitely need to find a way to put more, more guys in the end zone. That's been the problem. Got to get in the actual end zone. Got to end these drives with touchdowns here if you want to have success. Now, defensively, giving up 27 points to the Cardinals, I mean, this is one of the worst defenses in football, so them having a hard time against any team really makes sense. They did sack Jacoby Brissett 5 times, but also gave up 2 touchdown passes and could not stop DeMarcado there in the running game. So a rough day, no takeaways either, and this Dallas defense has been a huge problem. They are 31st in the NFL this year, giving up 30.8 points per game. So we'll see if they can look a little bit better. Got a couple key pieces there coming off the IR, so that could potentially help. And the injury report does look very good here for Dallas. Dak and everybody on offense healthy and ready to go. Defensively, Clark is questionable there in the secondary, but other than that, a healthy defense. Honestly, the healthiest this defense has looked since pretty much the very beginning of the season. So we'll see if that helps them turn things around on that side of the ball, where they've been terrible here, as they head to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, who are 2-7 this season. They're fresh off a 10-7 loss there against the Denver Broncos. I mean, not exactly an amazing showing there from the Raiders. Denver looked just as bad as the Raiders looked in that game, so we'll see if they've got a bounce back in them. Geno Smith was terrible. 1 interception, no touchdowns, sacked 6 times. Didn't do anything impressive there in the running game. Genty needed 19 carries to get his 60 yards, and now they were going up against a very tough Denver defense, don't get me wrong. So maybe we can cut them a little bit of slack in that one, but not a banner day there for that Raiders offense in general. Brock Bowers only catching 1 pass for 31 yards, only got 3 targets in the game. Like, that should not be happening. So we'll see if they can turn around a little bit here against a terrible defense. Defensively for the Raiders, they had a great day there, albeit against Bo Nix, not exactly a monster. They slowed down J.K. Dobbins pretty aggressively. Didn't let anybody go particularly nuts there for Denver. I mean, they only gave up 10 points, so a very, very good day there for the Raiders, generating a couple sacks, a couple interceptions. That's not a bad day. Definitely helped keep their team in this game. Will they be able to do something similar against a very solid Dallas offense? We'll see. Defensively, they're 20th in the NFL, giving up 24.4 points per game. So we'll see how that works out. The injury report here for the Raiders is looking pretty good as well. Fully healthy on offense, fully healthy on defense. Really no major injury concerns for them in this game. So at this point in the season, being healthy, that is a big, big deal. So we'll see what they can make out of it in this one. Looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Raiders are getting 3.5 points at home. We've got a total of 49.5 in this game. No weather concerns, obviously, playing in a dome and in Vegas. The weather has never really been less relevant in a game. In terms of trends, Dallas, they are 4-5 against the spread, 6-3 to the over. The Raiders are 4-5 against the spread as well. They are 6-3 to the under. This isn't an amazing against the spread spot in my opinion, guys, but I will be leaning here a bit towards the Dallas Cowboys minus 3.5. I just don't have a lot of amazing stuff to say about the Raiders. Even getting over a field goal here at home. I mean, I know Dallas is terrible defensively, but at some point, this Cowboys offense has to get things rolling, and the Raiders defense is not very good. So that's my main logic behind this very small lean on the against the spread side. On the total side, I will lean towards over 49.5. Both of these defenses are so bad. Both offenses are very capable of putting up big numbers. So I know getting to 50 is a very, very big ask here, but I will be leaning towards the over here, probably more than I'm leaning towards anything on the against the spread side. I just cannot get on board with either one of these teams, but I can get on board with both offenses being decent and both defenses being terrible. In terms of some player props for this game, I've got a bunch that I like. First up, I like CeeDee Lamb here. Over 65.5 yards for his longest reception at minus 110. The Raiders defense is terrible. Dallas is going to take some shots down the field for sure. Additionally, he could always break one on a shorter pass, so this play has a bunch of ways of cashing here at a very reasonable price. I'll also take Michael Mayer under 26.5 receiving yards at minus 110. With Brock Bowers back looking very healthy, it appears that Mayer is not going to get a ton of looks and hasn't been over this number in any of the last 3 weeks. The Dallas defense is pretty terrible, but I don't see Mayer having a good time here on Monday night just because I think he's going to lack target opportunities. I'll also take George Pickens here over 64.5 receiving yards at minus 114. He's been killing it the last 4 straight weeks, getting 9 targets in each of the last 2 weeks, having nearly 80 plus yards in each competition. I don't think the Raiders have the personnel to really slow him down, and he should keep right on rolling. Also having CeeDee Lamb across the field, while that could soak up some targets, take some targets away from Pickens, also takes a lot of attention of the secondary away from Pickens. So I think he'll have a very good day, and I could also see him scoring a touchdown in this one at plus 150. It's a very reasonable price. He hasn't had a touchdown since back a few weeks ago against the Panthers, and I think especially in this matchup, he's got a very reasonable shot at finding the end zone. On the Dallas side as well, I'll take Jake Ferguson over 4.5 receptions at minus 120. When he's healthy and taking all the snaps he usually, he normally does, he's been comfortably getting over this number. And while Lamb and Pickens do soak up a lot of targets, the Cowboys are still going to sling it a lot, and Ferguson does a great job of finding open space. I'll also take Brandon Aubrey here, a little kicker prop, over 2.5 extra points made at minus 149. He's not the kind of guy that's going to miss PATs, and I find it extremely unlikely the Cowboys are not going to find their way into the end zone at least 3 times in this game. Last but not least, guys, I'll take Genty over 64.5 rushing yards at minus 115. He's clearly the best offensive player on this team with the possible exception of Brock Bowers, so I think he'll get some touches in this game against a terrible Dallas defense. The concern is that the Raiders might be down too big for him to be getting to this number, considering he might not get a ton of rushing opportunities, but if he does, if this is competitive, I think this is a great spot for Genty to have a nice day. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Click the link in the description, go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, college football, and college basketball picks. We're coming off a big Sunday, tons of NFL action cooking over there at stumpthespread.com. Lots of work being put in on the college football side as well there yesterday. Tons and tons of games being covered here every single day. Lots of great information. You definitely want to get in on that. Check it out. We've got a team of experienced cappers over there covering all the major sports. Each guy has over a decade. That's over 10 years worth of experience covering his given sport. So a crazy amount of work going into those plays on a daily basis. So So definitely want to hop over there and check in on the premium stuff, but also check in on all the free stuff we offer over there at stumpthespread.com. We have free picks posted in the free section every single day. We have our NFL touchdown props that we're sending out every single week there in the email newsletter. And that newsletter, guys, is a fantastic resource. There are free picks in that every single day. Information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, all kinds of fantastic tennis even can be covered in there as well. It's a great resource. A crazy amount of research goes into those emails on a daily basis. Parlays are included as well, so you definitely want to get in on that email list. It's absolutely free and it's very easy to sign up. Just click the link in the description to go to stumpthespread.com or type stumpthespread.com into your browser of choice. Click that little green login button at the top right hand corner and that'll prompt you to set up a free account. All they're going to ask you for is your name and your email address. That is it. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day with tons of great sports betting information. So you definitely want to get in on that. Comes out every single day. Also, guys, you want to check out the premium picks over there at stumpthespread.com. A crazy Sunday out there. Too many picks to run through them all. Honestly, it's just been a crazy day. They were, with us there on the 49ers. A lot of good work being put in on the hockey side. We'll see what happens in the NBA. A lot of those games are still going on right now. But yeah, I do know Kobe White only needs 2 more points, and it's halftime right now to cash his player prop there on the NBA side. So definitely want to get in on the premium stuff, guys. It's a fantastic resource. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos. They get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. We do a giveaway here of a hoodie to one random member here on YouTube, and we love doing these giveaways, guys. We do one every single week, and it's Monday. That means it's giveaway day, so it's time to get the wheel up here on the screen, get the name of every single YouTube channel member on that wheel, and then we're going to spin that wheel and see who gets the hoodie this week. Let's get this party started, guys. Let's see who's winning the Stump the Spread hoodie this week. Looks like this week's winner here on Monday is going to be... He's going to make it. Oh, Trey 8 North Pole. Trey 8 North Pole, get down there in the comments. Let us know that you see that you won the giveaway. We can get that hoodie out to you in as little as 7 days. It could be at your address. So definitely get down in the comments. Let us know that you see you won that hoodie, and we'll be very pumped to get it out to you very soon here, guys. In the next couple of days, we're going to start doing some hoodie giveaways based on how many likes the videos get, based on some comment things we're going to get, and those giveaways will also be open to everyone, including YouTube channel members, but will be open to every single viewer. So you'll definitely want to get on those, but your best chance is to become a YouTube channel member. You've got a 1 out of 100 in that, 1 out of thousands potentially there, if you're just looking at a viewer or a commenter. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested, but we got to dive back and we have the entire NBA slate to cover. First up, we're going to be looking at the Milwaukee Bucks going on the road in this one to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Bucks come into this game fresh off a 119-95 loss there to the Lakers. Not exactly an amazing showing there by Milwaukee. They're only 8-6 on the year, and when you look back at their schedule, they haven't beaten a lot of very good teams. They did beat the Warriors, but I believe that was the Warriors on no rest, if I'm remembering correctly. And against the Lakers, there were some concerns, and obviously Giannis's constant being on the injury report doesn't exactly make us happy either, but he did play there against the Lakers, 32 points, 9 of 15 from the field in 32 minutes, but was a -12. Kuzma, he was terrible out there. 1 point in 20 minutes. That was bleak. The bench, not exactly killing it either. Gary Trent Jr. finally starting to find his shot a little bit, but things are starting to look kind of the way we thought they would look at the beginning of the season for this Bucks team. It kind of feels like it's just Giannis out there all by himself against the world. So we'll see how this one goes. Look at the injury report here for the Bucks. It looks like they are fairly healthy for this game. Obviously no Kevin Porter Jr. coming back yet. Giannis, as always, is on the injury report. He's listed as probable. Anytime you're going to get involved in a Bucks game, you gotta check that injury report very late, see if Giannis is actually going to play. Now, they're going to be taking on the Cavaliers in this game. Cleveland 9-5 on the season. They've dealt with a ton of injuries this year as well. They're coming off a 108-100 win there against the Grizzlies. They did not necessarily make it look easy. Donovan Mitchell continuing to play really well out there. DeAndre Hunter only 9 points in that game. Evan Mobley 22. Sam Merrill being in the starting lineup is not really what they want. He's designed to be a bench guy, so we'll see. They do get the win, so we'll give him credit for the win, but it was not necessarily a super comfortable win. Now, they should be pretty healthy and ready to go for this one. Still no Darius Garland. He's going to be missing time once again, dealing with a toe issue. kind of his whole jam, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Jalen Tyson, we'll see if he's able to come back for this game. Or no, he's officially still ruled out, still dealing with that concussion. So they should be relatively healthy. Lonzo Ball ready to go. Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen. Not a bad looking squad here. When you look at the numbers, guys, the Cavaliers are -6.5. We've got a total of 237.5. The Bucks, they're 7-7 against the spread, 8-6 to the over. Cleveland, 4-10 against the spread, 8-6 to the over themselves. You could maybe talk me into over 237.5 in this game. It's not my favorite lean necessarily, but maybe there's some value there. Better than that, I do like the Cavaliers here at home at -6.5. I just feel like it's the Giannis all by himself kind of situation out there, and if things don't turn around, might not be that long before we start seeing the rumor mill, if not Giannis himself, start to talk about the potential of playing somewhere else. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Indiana Pacers going on the road to take on the Detroit Pistons. The Pacers are 1-12 on the season. They're fresh off a 129-111 blowout at the hands of the Raptors. We were on the Raptors in that game as a premium pick, so we'll definitely take it, but it almost is sad, the state that these Indiana Pacers are in right now. I mean, this should be a tank it out kind of season for them with Halliburton out, but it's gotten even worse with tons of other injuries. Siakam out there putting up a 30-piece, a great game from him, but really, you're wasting it at this point. Nembhard played well, also a bounce-back shooting night from him. Nobody on the bench really looking great, and honestly, when you see the guys that are coming off the bench, with the exception of guys like McCollum, they are just running out of options right now. Not a lot of pieces healthy for the Pacers. Now, coming into this game, they're getting maybe slightly healthier, but not really. Mathurin still on the injury report. Sounds like he is not going to be back for this game. Well, I guess there's a chance. He's been upgraded to questionable, but other than that, it continues to look pretty freaking bleak there for the Pacers as they head to Detroit in this one. The Pistons are 11-2 to start the year. It doesn't seem to matter if they're healthy or not. Whoever's out there is finding a way to make it happen. In their NBA Cup win over the 76ers, got great work there from a lot of different places. Javonte Green played well. 37 minutes, 21 points for him. Good production off the bench. Isaiah Stewart came back and played well. Karis LeVert played well. Duncan Robinson really seems like he's found a good home for himself there. 5 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 15 points. Very, very good work. But it was really the bench that kind of won that game for the Pistons. So excellent work there in a very important NBA Cup game. So Detroit just continues to coast. Coming into this game, a very loaded injury report once again. But like I said, that hasn't made that big of a difference. Right now, Cade Cunningham is on the list. He's questionable still with that hip issue. We'll see if he comes back. Asar Thompson, dealing with that ankle, is also questionable. Tobias Harris sounds like he's not going to be back here for a minute. And Jalen Duren with his ankle issue sounds like he is very likely to play in this game, but not 100%. He's probable for this one. So looking at the numbers, the Pistons are 8.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 228.5. The Pacers are 5-8 against the spread, 9-4 to the under. The Pistons 9-4 against the spread, 6-1 to the over/under. You could maybe shade a hair towards the over in this one just because it's a small number, but I don't like the total here. I do like the Pistons at home at -8.5. They just seem to find a way to win regardless of who's available for them in these games. I think they're comfortably going to get the winning cover here against the Pacers. Lots of guys, jonesing to get minutes there for the Pistons, and there is the possibility that Cade would come back for this one, and that should put them in excellent shape. So I don't think the Pistons here at -8.5 has some potential. Next up, we're looking at the Los Angeles Clippers going on the road to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Things just continue to get worse and worse for the Clippers. They just lost last night, 121-118 at Boston. Now they have to play on back-to-back nights in Philadelphia. And yeah, Derrick Jones Jr. getting helped off there with an apparent knee injury. That is a brutal, brutal look. In the loss, Harden played great-ish. I mean, 9 of 22 from the field isn't amazing, but 14 of 15 from the free throw line is, if that's how you're trying to play basketball. He had 37 points. John Collins had a very good night as well, but there's just not enough out there when Kawhi's not playing. 2 double-digit scores off the bench still was not enough there to beat the Boston Celtics, guys. The Boston Celtics, the skeleton crew there for the Celtics. So we'll see what the Clippers can do. See if they got to bounce back in this one. We'll look at the injury report. Kawhi still listed as out. Really no clarity on when he's going to come back. It's always something weird going on with Kawhi. And if there's any sort of injury, it's just going to be super, super weird down the stretch to find out when/if he's ever coming back. So we don't expect him to play in this game. Derrick Jones Jr., obviously, don't expect him to play. Hopefully he plays again this season. That did not look good. Jordan Miller is questionable as well. So yeah, it's not looking great there for the Clippers, especially playing on back-to-back nights, heading to Philly to take on the 76ers, who are 7-5 on the season. They're fresh off a tough loss there at Detroit, though, against a shorthanded Pistons team. They couldn't quite make it happen. Kelly Oubre, a terrible showing from him, only played 15 minutes there and had 3 points. Maxey, 31 points, just going nuts. The dude's playing amazing. MVP chance for Maxey, make all the sense in the world. Justin Edwards and Dominic Barlow, both playing great off the bench. Very solid production there. Quentin Grimes, not a good night, though. 32 minutes, 9 points, and you want to get paid the way he wanted to get paid? Like, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Definitely the 76ers can play better. Need to get healthier. That could remains a bit up in the air. Kelly Oubre, oh yeah, he got hurt in that game. I remember he got hurt. He's dealing with a knee issue. Gonna miss at least one game. Get reevaluated. We'll see when he's gonna be back, but that could be a minute, and that's unfortunate. He's been playing really, really well. Paul George, supposed to be ready to come back, but they're just not bringing him back yet. Maybe they're trying to trade him. That situation's getting weirder and weirder. He is officially questionable for this game, though, so maybe he does come back and play. Embiid, not ready to come back, seeming like we've seen all we're going to see from Embiid here for a little bit. So, yeah, a very not healthy 76ers team. They are playing at home. They're 4.5-point favorites here against a Clippers team that's playing on no rest. We've got a total of 222.5 in this game. The Clippers, they are 3-10 against the spread, 8-5 to the over. They are 0-1 against the spread, playing on no rest. The 76ers are 9-3 against the spread, 7-5 to the over themselves. We got a total of 222.5 in this game. I love the over in this spot. That's just not enough points. I think we'll see plenty of offense out there regardless of who's playing. So I love the over in this spot despite it being a Clippers game. And I also don't hate the 76ers here at -4.5. I do think that both plays are pretty reasonable. Which one will make the pinned comment? I would say the over probably has the best chance. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the Miami Heat. The Knicks got some more bad news. OG Anunoby out at least 2 weeks here. They did beat the Heat in game 1 of this home series, coming away with the cup play, the NBA Cup win, 140-132, behind a 39-point performance there from Karl Anthony Towns. They are going to be desperately missing Jalen Brunson's production, so Cat being able to step up and play like that is a big, big step. Mikal Bridges, 15 points in support. Nothing too special there. But Jordan Clarkson, you need somebody to score. Jordan Clarkson can hook you up. 24 points for him. But the real hero of this game, as crazy as this sounds, was Landry Shamet. 36 points in 37 minutes. 12 of 19 from the field. 6 of 12 from 3. I mean, dude was going nuts. That was an absolutely inspired, absolutely insane performance there. So he helps them get the win there over the Heat in game 1. We'll see what happens here in game 2. The Knicks injury situation, though, obviously becoming quickly a big, big problem. No Jalen Brunson, no OG Anunoby, 2 very big starting pieces. That's bad. Miles McBride also on the injury report, a big piece coming off the bench, dealing with a personal issue, is questionable for this game. So we'll see what they can do in Miami taking on the Heat. They come into this game 7-6 on the season, obviously fresh off that tough loss. In that loss, a lot of solid production there from the Heat. 15 from Wiggins, 15 from Kel Wetter, who also had 10 rebounds. Norman Powell carrying this team offensively with 38 points. Davion Mitchell, 11 points and 11 assists. I mean, just lots of guys going to Jaime Jaquez Jr., 23 points from him, like very good production. So we'll see what they can do to back that up and maybe have a better result in this one. They're healthy, except for Bam still staying sidelined there, continues to deal with that toe issue, has officially been ruled out. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Heat are 1.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 241.5. The Knicks, 8-4 against the spread this season, 9-3 to the over. Miami, 8-5 against the spread, 9-4 to the over themselves. Guys, I'm going to definitely be looking here at the Miami Heat -1.5. It's really, really tough to beat a team twice in a row, and I don't think the Knicks, without a lot of their important pieces, are going to be able to do that twice in a row. So I like the Heat here a lot. This Miami Heat -1.5 could potentially be a lock of the day. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets going on the road to take on the Toronto Raptors. The Hornets are 4-9 on the season. They've lost 2 in a row, and things are not getting a lot better. I guess that was a competitive win there over the banged-up Thunder, but I'm not going to throw you a parade here for losses. Now, in that loss, Miles Bridges led the team with 15 points. We did not see LaMelo Ball come back for that game, so yeah, just not an amazing performance, really. They shot 38% from 3, so that's nice, and doing that against the Thunder has to feel pretty good, but I mean, I don't really know who we're supposed to turn to. Like, this team is never healthy. Like, what's the real plan here down the stretch for the Hornets? Now, looking at the injury report, LaMelo Ball going to be back for this one. Josh Green, Grant Williams still out. Is LaMelo Ball really going to be back? When are we going to see Brandon Miller again? Like, let's see what happens here. Obviously, this team has some talent on the roster. What are they going to be able to do with it? They're heading into Toronto to take on the Raptors, who are 8-5 on the season, coming off a blowout win there in Indiana, taking down the Pacers 129-111. it's a bleak situation in Indiana, so I'm not going to give the Raptors too much credit for that win, but we did like the production we saw. The entire starting lineup looked very, very good. Quickly, only 12 points and 7 assists, but a solid night. Jakob Poeltl playing well, RJ Barrett playing well, Brandon Ingram playing well. Bench production looked good as well. So yeah, just a ton of positives. Even in a night they shoot 7 of 30 from 3, they still win their game comfortably. So you'll love to see it if you are a Toronto Raptors fan. And the injury report for Toronto, they've managed to stay healthy all season long pretty much here in the early going. So everything looking really, really good. They're 7.5 point favorites in this game. We've got a total of 238.5. Charlotte 6-7 against the spread, 7-6 to the under. Toronto 7-6 against the spread, 7-6 to the over. We may be running it back here on the Toronto Raptors, guys. I think they are much better than 7.5 point favorites here, especially playing at home against a team like Charlotte. Even if LaMelo Ball comes back and plays well, I don't think that necessarily translates into a competitive showing there from the Hornets. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Dallas Mavericks going on the road to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The news out of Dallas right now is basically that Anthony Davis could be getting healthy, but they really don't want to play him because they are trying to trade him. And bro is like glass, so you don't really want to throw him out there. He is very likely to get hurt once again. I really wonder what his trade value out there is. They always say the best ability is availability. So we'll see how that goes. Dallas right now, they are down by 6 points in the very beginning of the fourth quarter there against Portland. So they will be playing on back-to-back nights. That also means we don't have an updated injury report. But really the important news for this team is whether or not Anthony Davis is going to come back and play. Sounds like that is going to be a negative, at least for the foreseeable future. So we'll see what they can do in Minnesota taking on the Timberwolves, who are in a bounce-back spot. They really just could not handle Jokic and the Nuggets their last time out. They've been winning some games, albeit against bad competition, but bad competition is what they'll be facing in this one. Ant, only 8 of 23 from the field in that loss. Did have 26 points, but 0 of 8 from 3. That feels pretty bad. We liked, in general, what we saw from Julius Randle, although it was a terrible shooting night kind of across the board, except for Naz Reid, who shot the ball really, really well. The bench played okay. We're not loving what we're seeing from Dante DiVincenzo. Just really hasn't found his stride, it doesn't feel like, in Minnesota. But a big step down in competition for this game could certainly help. The injury report looks very, very good. Terrence Shannon Jr., the only guy missing, so they will miss a little bit of bench scoring. But other than that, the Timberwolves are ready to go for this game. They're 12.5 point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 227.5. Dallas, 5-8 against the spread, 8-5 to the under. They are 2-0 against the spread on no rest. I do have to mention that. Minnesota, 5-8 against the spread, 8-5 to the over. I'm taking the Timberwolves here at minus 12.5, and I think it's a pretty good spot. I think they'll blow out the Mavericks here, playing on back-to-back nights. It's a bounce-back spot for the Timberwolves, coming off a terrible performance their last time out in what felt like a pretty big spot. I think they find a way to get the win and cover for us here, playing at home. Rounding into the home stretch, guys, we're looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder going on the road to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Thunder come into this game 13-1 on the season. They're winners of 5 in a row. They did play a semi-competitive game there against the Hornets, I suppose, although they really weren't, going for the blowout in that one. It did not feel like. Seemed pretty comfortable there. I mean, they're 13-1 on the year. They're just cruising. SGA 33 points in 29 minutes. Chet playing really well and staying healthy. Hartenstein playing okay, no complaints there at all. The bench is starting to look a little bit thin. Mitchell going to the bench, though, he was okay. Did take 15 shots and only make 6, so that's not great, but as a team, they shot 48% from 3, and that was enough to get them over the hump. Now, this team is still missing some of their absolute best players. We'll see when they're going to be ready to go again. No real, explicit news on when that's going to be, but we expect it to be, eventually we'll see that. Carson Wallace slotting in there to the starting lineup. This team is going to lack scoring at some point. Wiggins being out isn't great. He's officially out for this game. Caruso could potentially miss this one. He's listed as questionable there with that hand issue. So we'll see what they can do in New Orleans, taking on the Pelicans, who just fired their head coach. I think it's definitely not his fault that they suck. I will say that. They just lost 124-106 against the Warriors. That game just ended, so they will be playing on back-to-back nights. They give up 32 points to Moses Moody. That's a bit of a rough look. And just in general, 20 points from Trey Murphy, 17 from Jeremiah Fears. What is this team really trying to do? I kind of feel like it's time to trade Zion and blow it up, but does anybody really want Zion at this point? It all feels very up in the air. The Pelicans are terrible. They are playing on no rest in this one. Their injury report looks okay, except for Zion and Jordan Poole still not ready to play basketball. Zion with his hamstring issue didn't play against the Warriors. Maybe he'll play in this one. No idea, though. Jordan Poole, he sounds like he'll be reassessed in approximately 1 more week, so we'll see when he comes back. Doesn't really move the needle for me, and doesn't move the needle for the odds makers either, guys. The Pelicans are getting 17.5 points playing at home. We've got a total of 226.5. The Thunder are 8-6 against the spread, 7-7 to the over-under. New Orleans 5-6-1 against the spread, a 500 over-under team. They're also 1-0 against the spread, playing on no rest. This does not feel good. I don't like doing this, but I think we actually do have to take the New Orleans Pelicans getting 17.5 points playing at home. It's just too many points. The Thunder aren't locked in to be trying to blow out teams by a million. They're trying to win and exert as little effort as possible and stay ready to try and win a championship and get healthy. I think that's what's going on in this one. I think we'll see the Thunder win, probably by like 10 to 15. But by 18, that feels like a big, big ask. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Chicago Bulls going on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Bulls come into this game 6-5 on the season. They're currently playing the Jazz right now in Utah, so they're going to have to go from Utah to Denver. Obviously not a crazy flight or anything like that, and they're up pretty big. They're up 81-69 about halfway through the third quarter, and things are looking pretty freaking good. We do see Kobe White making his season debut there. He was coming off the bench. He's got 12 points now. We just need him to get one more point, and we will hit our player prop for today. I believe that was over. Oh, no. Yeah, we need to get one more bucket. We need to get to 14 points. That feels pretty live here. We're only in the third quarter, and he's only played 12 minutes. I'm sure they're looking to get more work than that, but we're liking what we're seeing up and down the roster, albeit against the Utah Jazz. Things are about to look quite a bit different here as they go on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets. Now, no updated injury report on those, on the Bulls. We'll see what comes, available during the day. The Nuggets, they come into this game absolutely cruising, winners of 7 in a row. They just took down the Timberwolves 123-112. Jokic is looking absolutely unstoppable out there, guys. He had 27 points in 37 minutes, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. I mean, the dude is just doing it all. He looked amazing out there. Aaron Gordon's playing great and staying healthy. Tim Hardaway Jr. finding his shot in a big way, 5 of 6 there against the Timberwolves. Jamal Murray playing well, albeit shooting the ball kind of mediocre, but really just liking everything we're seeing. The bench could definitely be playing better, so we'll see if that can come into fruition here a little bit playing at home, but right now, there's only good news for the Nuggets. Now, looking at the injury report, we do see Jokic on there. We also see Cameron Johnson on there. Jokic, obviously the important one, he's probable. Sounds like he's maybe dealing with some soreness in his wrist or something. Apparently, he's going to be fine, though. And Cameron Johnson, dealing with that bicep issue, is questionable for this game, but he doesn't really move the needle for me here. Now, looking at the numbers, the Nuggets are 10.5 point favorites. We've got a total of 242.5. Chicago, they're 8-3 against the spread, 7-4 to the over. They're 1-0 against the spread on no rest. Denver's 9-3 against the spread. They're a 500 over-under team. I'm not getting super involved in the total here, but I do think we probably want to be fading the Chicago Bulls coming off of a travel spot and off of a game. I mean, it just feels like a little bit of a big ask for them to slow down the Nuggets at all. Now, the Nuggets don't really have the depth to win tons and tons of games in blowouts, so we'll see how this one goes, but I do think the Nuggets getting 10.5 points is the side you want. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all of the premium stuff we're offering over there every single day. Tons and tons of picks coming out with a crazy amount of research to back them up. Definitely want to check that out. Get on that free email list, as well as a fantastic free resource for you every single day. And guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.